To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sat and watched from the sidelines one too many times. Wicked games to play make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost, count on me for the 1-2. Trouble don't last when the tough get going. Baby, all we do is win, so show me my opponent.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Run With It Podcast, episode 5.
What's happening?
Today we're joined with the track phenom out of Cleveland, Ohio, Mateo Medina.
Yes,
Mateo was one of the highest recruited freshmen out of his class, and he's getting ready to open up his season here at Arizona State University. So I appreciate you, brother, and welcome to Run With It Podcast,
Welcome to
man.
Run With It Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
sir.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
Of course, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. And you know, we want to start it off simple, but we also want to get to know who you are a little bit and how you were raised. So if we can, let's start off a little bit about like what it was like growing up in Ohio, man.
Growing up, I mean, it's cold. Compared to being out here, it's cold.
Yeah.
But I love Ohio. Like I rep Ohio.
Yeah.
But growing up there, it's like it just changes so much. It's cold. It's hot. It's cold. It's hot.
For sure.
So you're definitely limited in Ohio. But I feel like I learned a lot growing up in Ohio for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like compared to if I were to grow up out here or somewhere else, I feel like I wouldn't have learned as much. And I would have had a completely different path. So, I mean, I love it. I love it.
So what do you appreciate the most about Ohio?
I appreciate the people that I grew up with. Like, I feel like I have such a village.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like my closest friends, like I know people say your closest friends are going to be in college. And I've already met some of my best friends in college. But like some of my people from home are like for life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love them and I talk to them every day. Like when I go home, I see them. So I would definitely say like the people I grew up with. For sure.
Yeah.
I can agree with that because, I mean, this is one of my best friends right here for sure.
Yeah.
But I definitely got some homies that, like, we locked in since grade school stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can respect that answer for sure.
Yeah, and it's crazy because even for me, I'm Canadian. I've traveled all around the States for track, but some of the most genuine connections I've met have been in Ohio, which I was surprised by.
Right.
Yeah.
But everybody I met has been solid that's from there, you know?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. That's cool.
And I got the Letterman on because
I think that, yeah.
you know, we ran track at Ohio State. We was in Ohio. You know. I know you asked you, but we got to bring a little bit of us in here. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
It wouldn't be right if we didn't, you know?
No, yeah, I see it. I took one of my visits to Ohio State.
Oh, yeah?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I just couldn't see myself running there.
Running there.
That's all. That was the only thing that held me back.
Yeah.
In terms of running, and I'm in, like track is my life. That was the only thing that held me back. I remember telling my mom, my grandma, like, dude, if I wasn't a track athlete, if I was anything else besides a track athlete, I would have definitely went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
But track, I felt like track, the best opportunity was Arizona State, so I took it.
So, you know, speaking of that, so you're saying track is your life. So have you always known track was life, or did you play any other sports? Or what led you to really taking track serious full time?
I did not think I was going to run track. Mind you, I'm from a track family. Like, my grandmother was supposed to be an Olympian. Things happened. Oh, Jackie Below.
Okay.
Jackie Below.
But I forget what year it was. It was like 70. I think it was 76. And America boycotted, and America didn't compete that year.
Okay.
So like that's why. But she had made the team and everything. And my mom was like, I don't know, X amount of time All-American. She was a multi-event athlete at the University of Cincinnati. I mean, and I just come from an athletic family, but I grew up playing, like I was mainly a baseball and basketball kid.
Okay.
Mainly baseball and basketball. I was one of those athletes that played a little bit of everything though.
No football?
I played football in 8th grade.
Okay.
But like I joined late, because I got my physical late. And I joined. I played receiver. I was a receiver and punter.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you can kick?
huh? Yeah.
Oh, all right.
They just kind of put me a little bit of everything, and then like with football, I just didn't enjoy. I loved just football. I just didn't enjoy the football environment, like with the specific program I was in.
Okay.
Because I grew up in Elyria, and Elyria is not known for football at all. So I said, no, I'm not going to put my talent out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to invest more into baseball and basketball. But baseball and basketball are the two main sports I played growing up.
So throughout high school, that's what it was.
Yeah. Like I started running track my freshman year. But it was more like, man, I'm gonna just do this to like stay in shape.
Yeah.
And my grandmother, wanted me to. Then.
So did you always know you were fast?
Oh yeah, I grew
So
up.
that was a known thing.
Oh yeah, like for baseball, I literally would always steal. Like, even if I didn't get the stealing sign, I just steal. Like, and I remember, I think throughout my entire baseball career, I think I got thrown out maybe once or twice.
Dang.
The second time, the second time was a BS call though. It was definitely a BS call.
So you took that one personal.
Yeah.
You remember it still?
Oh yeah, because I'm like,
The second.
I was like, dude, I'm clearly on the bag. You know what I mean? It was. Yeah, I was clearly on the bag, but sometimes umps have off days. Sometimes umps just suck.
Facts.
So it's like, I just had a trash ump.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I remember that. And I used to be a hothead.
Yeah.
Because baseball was so passionate for me. Like, and that's why I remember it so vividly. And it was my last year playing. That's also why I remember it.
So baseball was your number one sport. Track, you sort of just jumped into it just because for something to do, stay in shape.
Yeah.
So then what events did you start running in track? Were you 100, 200, 400, or did you just get thrown in everything?
Yeah.
I definitely got thrown a little bit of everything because I was a jumper too. Like I long jumped a little bit. I was going to high jump, but every time I did any field event, I always got injured. Like I jumped one time, something happens with my heel. To jump again, something happens with my quad. So I said, yeah, maybe I just have bad luck with jumping. Then I just got thrown into the 400 because like the way I matured was I was like, yeah, he has crazy speed, but he also has crazy endurance. So we'll just throw him in the 400. And that's mainly what I did like freshman year. Then as I matured physically, they could see like, oh, this kid is like actually a sprinter.
Right.
So I just developed into a 2-4 guy. Then I told my coach, because my coach was at first, he was kind of against me running the 100 because he was like, man, you could be such a good 2-4 guy. And I'm like, I'm going to be a good 2-4 guy, but like, I can run that one. Like, I know I can run that one. And I remember I remember the deal we had. So I told him, I said, put me in that at the Huron meet, at the Huron Invitational.
Where's Huron?
Is that Michigan?
Huron is by Sandusky.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's like an hour away from where I stay. So it's like way up north.
Okay.
Like it's like right under Toledo and stuff.
Okay.
There was an invitation at Huron, and I said, let me run the 100 at Huron. And then I said, what time do I have to run to make me a 100 runner officially? He said, you have to run 10.7 because 10.7, like 10.7 is the bare minimum mark to even make it to state.
Mm-hmm. What year was this, by the way?
Junior year.
Junior year. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I went out there, never trained for the 100, ran at 10.7, broke the meet record, everything.
Ooh,
that's hard.
So boom, after that's where the 100 came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I became what they call it, a thoroughbred sprinter, 124.
124. Yeah.
I mean, that speed in that 100 gonna help you out in that 400.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like you naturally got strength, but you running 45. What is it, 88?
Yeah, 45, 88.
Yeah. So like you got some strength.
Yeah.
So sharpening that one.
So 45, 88 as a senior, or did you run that your junior year as well?
Senior year.
Okay.
Junior year, I ran like 47 something.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask. What was your progression?
I get asked this all the time, and I don't know why I don't have an answer. So, okay, I don't have the exact times, but I remember freshman year. I'll just go through 100, 200, and 400. So,
Yeah, lay it out.
I ran freshman year in the 1, I ran like 11.6.
Okay.
The 200, I ran like 23.8. The 400, I ran 51.09.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore year, it bumped down to 11. It was like 11.3, 22.8, and 49.8.
Okay.
Junior year, it became 10.61, 20.87, and 47.1. Senior year, 10.43, 20.87 still, and then 45.88.
Yeah.
And my 200 never dropped because I don't want to make excuses. But when you run so many 1-2-4, and the 200 is after everything, it's the last event of the day.
Yeah.
Open event at least. It drains your legs, and that 200 is hard to run. Like I come off that curve, and I'm just running for my life after that. I just want to finish this race. I just want to get the meet over with.
Yeah,
that's how it was.
You got a lot of untapped potential. Like you've already been living in your potential, but like there's some big time drops.
You drop consistently. Yeah, those aren't little drops. Like that's huge. 45.88 as a senior.
Yeah, that's fast enough. But seeing where you started and how fast you got there with that 4-year progression is pretty impressive. So, like, what about ASU made you make that decision? Because you seem to be doing pretty good there. So, was it difference in coaching style? Is it the weather, or what is it that made you choose ASU?
I mean, it was definitely that. The weather was like the first thing that stood out to me. But
nice out here.
so the year I got recruited, 2023 was after I won nationals, and they reached out to me or whatever. It was the same year that they had. I'm pretty sure they had broke the collegiate record.
Okay,
but they had came second at nationals in the 4x4, and they also had 3 finalists in the open 400. So I was like, man, this is a crazy 400 school. And Justin Robinson, he's a sprinter I look up to. He is a 2.4 guy who goes low, like 20.2 or something and 44.2. I was just like, man, like this is a great school for the events I want to be in, you know?
Yeah.
And again, the weather and Arizona State. So the college I wanted to go to a very big university with a lot of people. I wanted it to be very inclusive. I didn't want it to just be, a lot of white people, a lot of black people. I wanted it to be everybody.
Diverse.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Arizona
real
State,
experience.
like just everything on my butt.
Checked off everything.
Yeah, just
for
checked
you.
off everything. I was just like, man, I love it here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it just had everything. And then Coach Miller, I don't know, like it was just a very natural, like I just naturally gravitated towards him. I liked his coaching style. I liked his presence, the way he approached me. The first impression was good. And
Right.
Coach Gino, he's now at UCLA, but he approached me and I looked up to him. And it just all aligned. Like all the stars just aligned.
So with that, then, did you take one visit overall and realize this is where you want to be, or did you take visits to multiple schools at the time?
I went to multiple schools, but after visiting, Arizona State was my first visit.
First one, okay.
So
And
they set the bar high.
They set it high, yeah.
They set it
That
real
was the
high.
standard.
Yeah.
good.
I remember going home. Actually, we didn't even go home. I remember going into the hotel room with my family. It was my mom and my sister, and I was like, I'm gonna commit here. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, you shouldn't verbally commit. I didn't verbally commit. Athletes don't verbally commit, but like, I didn't verbally commit. But when I went back in private, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely
That's the
gonna go.
one.
But my mom was like, no, don't be closed-minded, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not. I'll still go on these other visits or whatever. And especially with how it is nowadays, like athletes can go on 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 visits, which I would never do.
Which is crazy how things have changed.
I didn't know that rule changed.
Yeah. It's unlimited visits now.
Ooh, we were stuck at 5.
We'd have been traveling.
I would have been
I'm
traveling.
going everywhere.
Yeah. It's funny because like athletes definitely take advantage of that now. Like I have some friends, still in high school. A lot of them committed, but you're telling me they went on 7, 8 visits. I'm like, why? Like, you was even gonna go to this school. Why did you even go there? Like,
Yeah.
But again, I can understand for the experience, for the free food, for to meet new people.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to see a facility, like everything.
But it is cool to weigh all your options, though.
Right.
Because imagine if that 8th one was the one for your friend, and he only went to 7.
Right.
Now his whole collegiate experience is different. You know what I mean? So I can see some people abusing it, but I don't know. It might work out.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's some ups and downs. I think it can definitely be a lot more. I think it can be a lot more productive though, rather than counterproductive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Facts.
That's funny.
Yeah, bro.
Unlimited visits.
Unlimited visits.
I could imagine.
I've been going everywhere.
Like I have some friends. They go on 1, 2, 3 visits their junior year, then their senior year they go on like 7 more visits. I'm like, okay, I would have done like 4 or 5, and I'm done after that. You know, like that traveling gets tiring. I remember after my 3rd visit, because actually after Ohio State, and Ohio State is only a couple hours away from me. It was just a little drive. I remember even then I was like, I don't want to keep traveling. But I wanted to go to Baylor because Baylor was also a really good school. So I said, I'm going to just go visit them. But then, and it came down to Baylor and Arizona State.
Okay.
Arizona State just edged them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you notice a big difference in training in this climate as opposed to Ohio? Because obviously the heat is, heat is constant. Yeah, and you don't have to deal with indoor tracks. You're always on the outdoor track. What's the biggest difference you notice between training here and training back home?
Yeah.
So I think the obvious answer is like, oh, it's hot here and it's cold over there. But I feel like the best answer, the biggest thing with me was like my body feels totally different. Like
I know that.
I remember like this time last year, my body would just feel so stiff and tight all the time. Like you had to do so much extra just to get a little more warm, just a sprint. You know what I mean? it's like here, and it's like here. It's like you're always outside. You always have the sun, and it's Arizona sun, so the sun is just there. There's nothing covering the sun. Right. It's just there.
Yeah,
you know. Mm-hmm. But like in Ohio, it's just like it's so much harder to warm up because of how cold it is, and it loosens your body up. Like the sun here loosens your body up, and in sprinting, like you need to be loose. You know, so I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to training is like how the way my body moves, and just how it reacts to things. You know?
I don't think enough people really like can take in how important that is, man. Like you felt more mobile out here. Like I know for me coming from Mississippi, running in Ohio, everything was great, loved it there, but I did feel stiffer all the time. And I feel like some life decisions outside of the track aided me being even more stiff. You know what I'm saying? Versus if you're in this environment where it's sunny all the time. So I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. And you know, it's crazy. We were having a conversation about this the other day because I started at ASU and I transferred to Ohio State. So I was used to training in a warm climate all the time. And then training somewhere that was cold for the first time in 4 years, I caught myself getting injured a lot easier. Right. Yeah. So you're right. The mobility, just how you feel, even the warm up time here, you can warm up for
how long 25 minutes.
I was actually just going to say, like, because my warm up here is maybe about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If I had, like, I was literally about to say, like, if I had the same warm up going home, dude, I wouldn't even be able to run. Like, literally, I'd do one stride and, oh my God, my hamstring. Like, oh, I got shin splints now. Like, my hips are tight. Like, you have to do. So I remember back in Ohio, I would have, like, my warm-up would literally be at minimum 25 minutes. And I'm doing every drill, every stretch. Like,
and even 25 is short.
It's short, right.
Super short.
And you're exhausted. By the time you really have to run, you do so much in Ohio, you're tired by the time you get out to that race.
We had an hour. We was warming up for sure an hour.
Yeah.
100%, maybe a little more than an hour.
It's funny you say that because I remember going on my Ohio State visit, and Nick was my host. And like they were warming up or whatever. I'm just on my phone or whatever. I'm talking to the other recruits. I look up, still warming up. Okay, I watch like a 20-minute YouTube video. I look up, they're still like they're doing like A skips and stuff. Yeah. So then I asked Mara because she was a recruit. I was, like, how long had they been warming up? I go to the bathroom, I come back, they're still warming up. And so then I'm like, what are y'all doing? Is it like time trials today? Is it? No, we're just doing 30. Are you serious?
Yeah.
All is just to do 5:30s.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
The truth is, though, it'd be necessary.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's like you need it. Because if you be like, I'm going to go hide in the bathroom.
Right.
You run them 200s after that first two, you like, man, I'm a
little stiff. Yeah.
I'm going to go talk to the trainers.
Right.
So it sucks that it is necessary, though, bro. But 15 minutes out here?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But that's a blessing, though. So that's leading to the season, though. That's exciting, though, with your body feeling so much better. You're getting ready for your first season in college, man. So obviously you're feeling good. You're ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel great. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like a misconception, or not a misconception, but what a lot of people don't understand about college athletes is, like, you literally feel terrible 95% of the time.
You do.
Like I wake up and I'm like, I'm sore. Let me recover. Next day I wake up, I'm like, I'm still sore. Like, like people don't realize how much you actually have to do to maintain your body.
Yeah.
Like in high school, you can get away with so much.
Yeah.
You know, so much. Even like being the multiple, like I remember people always reach out to me and they're like, and I'm gonna just be real with people. Like, you know, I was a 3-time state champ and stuff like that.
Ooh.
I wasn't super like strict with stuff. Like I was on a Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's diet.
And in high school,
I might cold tub twice a month. Like I really wasn't strict. I just now don't get me wrong. I definitely had an advantage, a lot of advantages on my field when it came to coaching, when it came to resources and stuff.
Yeah.
When it came to like recovering and maintaining my body, it's not what people think it is. You know, like, but here. It was like a 180, like, okay, I'm going to have to talk to the nutritionist. I'm going to have to go to the trainer. I have to get a massage. I have to sit in the cold tub, get in an Epsom salt bath. I have to stretch out. I actually have to stretch myself out.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that, but it's been very meditational for me.
Yeah.
So
it's good you realize that, though.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of injuries because, you know, you just be fast in high school, like, unless you worked with a coach who had prior collegiate or even professional experience, you don't even know nothing about all the recovery methods that are available. So you get away with a lot.
Yeah.
But then when you get exposed to all the recovery methods you should be doing, and then you train at that high level, like you really need to recover to push yourself to that limit the next day.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I slacked on that. So I'm glad for you as a freshman, you recognize that because that'll keep you injury free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he started early, you know.
Hell yeah.
As a freshman, that's great to be this dedicated and this focused. You know, so obviously he has some big aspirations for this season and big goals for this season.
Yeah.
But what you listed, man, you listed a lot of things throughout the day that didn't even include school.
Oh, yeah.
So how is it balancing everything you have to do to be a high level D1 athlete and still being a student?
Yeah, and still get the books.
You gotta create a routine for yourself. That's something you gotta so I remember when I first came here probably for the first month. I was a very I'm gonna just go with the flow type of guy. Like I come back to the dorm, like, oh, like I have class, I forgot. And like you can't get away with that stuff, you know? So like what helped me a lot was writing stuff down and just finding a routine that fits me. But like when it comes to class, athletes fall into this mentality, and I'm very guilty of it. Like, man, I'm just here to run. I'm just here to perform. I'm here for the athletics. I don't really care about school. But the reality is you have to put school first. So if that requires being at tutoring for extra long, which is what I do. You know, sometimes I come to practice a half hour late because I have to study this much more for, you know, a test, for an exam. I think people don't realize that as much. Like, you get told that from, like, you know, old heads, and then as kids, you're like, you don't really know what you're talking about. Until you actually get here and you're like, they're right. Like,
they're right.
They're definitely right. It's like when I got here, I had to create a routine for myself so that I wasn't just running around everywhere. Because when you run around everywhere, you leave so much stuff in the dust. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I had 2 assignments to do. Man, now I got an F in this class. Now I have to catch myself up. You know what I mean?
Just adding stress to your plate.
Right. And that's just adding stress to your plate, which can be counterproductive on the track. Now you come in a track, you're slacking off, you're not warming up, like you're not really working out, you know, like you just got to create a routine for yourself. Keep yourself like level.
Yeah.
He said a gem there. And the gem was, for me, like you said, a lot of good stuff. But
a lot of good stuff.
Putting school first. As a freshman, you know how many people don't do that, especially as an athlete. You know? That's the fact that you're in your books and you realize that so early on, man. That's huge because a lot of time people fall into that trap, right? And don't realize till their junior, senior year that I'm here as a student athlete, not just an athlete. I need to focus on these books. So I commend you for that. That's huge. That's big, and that shows a lot of maturity on your end.
100%.
For real.
And it make you successful in like everything surrounding your life. Like Coach Brown be saying, like, don't he say like you got to keep the main thing? Like your main thing is school and track. But even you being able to execute that balance and effort of having great grades, I'm assuming you're working hard to have great grades and then being great on the track. You know, that just it prepares you for success after college.
For sure.
Even if you go pro, how are you gonna balance all these things around you that you're hoping you can turn into some monetary type of things for yourself? So, man, you own it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
man.
Impressing me.
Impressing me.
Man, my answers wouldn't have been like this. I wasn't quite as focused.
I'm outside.
Right. Yeah, nah, I'm impressed.
Yeah, but that's huge.
Yeah, I got a question though. What's your music playlist look like? Like track, me, and then daily.
Personally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this is gonna be surprising.
Like, okay. I'll start off with daily first. Daily,
yeah.
I'm a very, just like everybody, like it just depends on my mood, right? I don't have, a lot of people would tell me they assume I listen to a bunch of rap and stuff. I don't at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll play some rap here and there. I'm a very 2010 white girls music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny because before
Making my way downtown.
before KJ picked me up, I was actually in the shower bumping Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Like,
Oh, you know who that is?
huh?
I know.
I gotta look that up.
I don't know that song.
I don't know who that is.
Man, listen to it. It's great. Like,
Yeah.
I love that.
Then what
song.
does that song do for you though? You know what I'm saying? What
It
vibes
just
does
gets
put you
me
in?
hype. It gets me in a good mood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like here's the thing. I like rap. But I'm gonna be honest. I'm a '90s rap type of kid. I like the
Okay.
East Coast versus West Coast stuff.
Yeah.
I like the storytelling because I feel like that's how rap or like that's where it originates. That's you know what I'm saying. But nowadays I don't get that feeling. It's just like and everybody says that they just talk about guns, drugs, all types of bad stuff. And don't get me wrong, it can be a hit. Do not get me wrong, it can be. But when it's not a hit, it's really not a hit.
Yeah, it's really not a hit.
And it's just like, man, this is just low. Man, let me listen to something like Miley Cyrus instead. You know, I'm gonna just get hype. Like, puts me in a good mood. That's what I like. I like being in a good mood.
Yeah,
you know,
no cap. Party in the USA. We used to be in the weight room pushing them weights. That boy.
Who?
Well, this was in high school, but
who lives in that?
Not at OSU, but I'm telling you, we'd be in there pushing them weight.
Don't put me in that. So I wasn't doing it. I like the song, but that wasn't the weight room mix.
And it's funny you say that because like in the Sun Devil weight room,
they let you on the aux, man?
They haven't let me on aux yet. The day they let me on aux, we're gonna have the best weight room.
They not after this.
But
they might be. They definitely complacent now. I don't know.
But we'll be lifting, you know, and that's when you're like, you know, like
you really
right. Why are we listening to Rod Wave? Like this dude.
I agree with you. Though.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, and it's not even because I hate the dude. It's like this is not weight room music
for sure.
Nah, he
you know
makes great music.
Right.
Yeah. Vibrationally, it's not giving me the energy
to
really do a squat or bench press.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
got
mean?
you.
So now for track music, for track music, I am a very Eminem is my favorite rapper. Eminem, Tupac, and Nas. Those are my three guys I listen to. Like, and you know,
do you like Kendrick Lamar? I have to ask. You like Kendrick Lamar?
Yes.
Okay, he's my favorite rapper.
I love Kendrick. He's in my top 5.
Okay.
I would honestly say top 3 because he's such a lyricist. I love lyrics. Like he's like not the only, but like one of the few rappers nowadays that actually like talk.
For sure.
Actually, say something when he's rapping.
You gotta really
what I'm saying?
think too.
You gotta act right.
Low key gotta research what he talking about. If you ain't, you know.
He drops them so subtly. That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
What he's talking about.
Like that's why I love Eminem though, because he's a lyricist too, and he can just, you know, his rhyme game is just crazy. But
is Drake in your top 5? Huh? Is Drake in your top 5?
I'm gonna say yeah.
He's great as well.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Right. We got a Canadian in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he is in my top 5.
Cordy.
I do listen to like 2010 white girl music though. Like I'll say hip hop music.
You listen to rock music too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
You listen like Evanescence, like Bring Me Back to Life?
I have no idea what that is. You just got to play the music.
Oh, okay. I was
hoping.
hoping.
I'm that type of guy. Like this is the same thing with country music because I've just recently found out I'm into country music.
It's cool.
If you ask me anything about a country artist, a country song, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I got you.
It sounds good though.
Yeah.
But I do love rock though.
He just lets it play.
Yeah.
And sees what he likes. That's cool.
Yeah. All right.
And speaking of playlists, so okay, I'm a very meditational person. I've been getting into
Me
that
too.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually play a lot of lo-fi. Like lo-fi is my favorite music all time. It puts me in a very easy state, you know, where I'm not like stressed, I'm not too happy, I'm not too sad. Like I'm just in a very like even. You know,
it's really even keel.
And people say like, "Oh, it's sleepy music," which it is. Don't get me wrong, but like, for me, it's very meditational. It's very soothing, very peaceful.
Yeah,
and I listen to that probably like 70% of the time. Like when I'm going on walks, that's what I listen to.
Yeah.
You know, it clears my mind. It takes all the toxins out of my mind, out of my system, and I come back and I'm fresh.
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
So you really care about being at peace and zen out.
Yeah, I've been very big into like being into peace. For sure.
So it's interesting because for me, when I moved to Arizona is a place where I just have felt at peace. The scenery, the vibe that you feel here, man, like compared to Ohio, really just compared to Canada, I always just feel at zen. I always feel at peace. There's something about it here. So have you noticed you felt more at peace since you moved to Arizona, or have you always been a person like this?
That's a good question.
Yeah, when I've been here, I've definitely been. Don't get me wrong. When I first got here, I definitely struggled with some things. I feel like every freshman does because it's such a huge change.
Yeah, this is a part of it.
But as I've got my routine along, I've been very at peace with things, especially because of like what I learn in life and like I think I told them or told you guys yesterday. Like I've been studying religions a lot, and that has also brought me. Like it brings a lot of peace to me.
Yeah.
Just learning and like me right now. So like I wouldn't class myself. I wouldn't say I'm I practice a specific religion, but I would definitely say I'm a secular Buddhist. Like a Buddhist, you know, they very At peace, they're more worried about just peace in life and finding happiness in your everyday little things, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been trying to do, and that has just helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And like lo-fi is just like some little music, but it's like it brings me so much joy and peace, you know?
Yeah.
So you enjoy like learning about the little nuances within all the religions and stuff and seeing how they relate, or what is it about studying them all that interests you?
Like when it came to religion, so like I started going on my religion walk probably my sophomore year, because I grew up Christian, and like I'll just be honest, like with Christianity, I was like, doesn't really make sense to me. So I kind of hopped off. So I'm agnostic. If you don't really know what that, it just means like you're that gray area. You don't believe. You can prove nor disprove there's a higher being. But then I was just like, I don't want to be like. To me, I felt like I was too empty. You know what I mean? Sitting in that state, I was just like, you know, we're just, you know, like. So I started studying Hinduism, Judaism, you know, Catholicism, Buddhism, and it just learning how the thing with religion is like every religion is telling the same story, but it's interpreted completely differently. And that's what I've realized after studying these religions. It's like
some truth there.
You know what I mean?
You've said that to me before.
Yeah, some truth there.
Like it's a very, I won't say the exact same story. It's definitely, it's so similar, and the concept and morals and the laws behind it are just so similar. That's why I don't like how people be like, are so hatred. There's so much hatred when it comes to religion. 'Cause I'm like, we basically like believe the same thing, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's all pushing for peace and unification for sure.
Yeah.
I think when it came to religion, for me, what I realized is not the religion, it's the people within the religion that drive me out, you know? And I realized with religion, it can't be the people. It has to be, it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing, you know? So, you know, when you have people who are, you know, Buddhists, Christian, whatever, it's a personal thing. That's what brings them peace. That's their reason, you know? And that's what I've realized. Instead of not liking somebody for what they believe, it's like at the end of the day, it's a personal relationship, you know?
It is.
And learning that has just brought me so much, like, it's made me so much more aware of things. And being more aware makes me, there's not any stress to it. And puts me back in my peaceful state. Like, okay, I understand you more.
Yeah. But it's because you're accepting of all those things and you understand that's those people's individualities, if I'm saying that right. You know what I'm saying? They have their own reason why they're choosing, you know, said things. So that allows you to focus more on yourself. And I noticed that a lot about yourself. Like you're very cognitive of how you move, what you do, what you intake into your brain, you know what I'm saying, from a frequency perspective, you like being real zen. So it's a lot of maturity there to recognize that, because you get to sharpen your tools more versus getting angry and distracted by outside things. So yeah, I feel what you're saying.
And it's amazing that he's able to realize this and come to this at such a young age, because there's still people that are grown that still can't get into that peace of mind, that place of mind. So that's huge.
Yeah, stay that way.
Yeah.
Stay that way. It leads you to the most success.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you did mention, you know, we spoke briefly yesterday, but what other hobbies do you like to do outside of track?
Yeah.
So obviously I'm an anime guy.
I see it.
That's definitely first on my list. I'm a big anime guy.
Top anime. Top three.
Top three.
It's important.
I'm gonna say Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, Attack on Titan, and Naruto. Those are my top.
Ooh, no. I know one of the. No, I know Dragon Ball, and what you looking at me like that?
Bro, I'm not.
What you got offended?
No, that's cool.
Naruto hard.
One of them.
But I will admit, if you ask me like an hour from now, my answer is gonna be completely different.
Why is that?
Completely different. Because it's like, it's so hard to gauge a top three. Because like, here's the thing when it comes to Dragon Ball, right? That was my first anime. That was the anime I grew up with. There's so many different anime I can name that I like watching more and has a better story, better fights, in my opinion. It's just better than Dragon Ball. But Dragon Ball was so impactful for me when it came to anime that it's like I have to put it in my top three.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic.
You know, it's very nostalgic. But like there's so many new there's new gen anime now that are just hitting it. Like every time I watch a new one, it's just banger after banger after banger.
I like Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer
It's great, right?
Demon Slayer is gonna be one of the it's gonna be one of the biggest anime, for sure.
I've never heard of none of these.
You gotta watch.
staying out of it.
You gotta watch Demon Slayer.
You have to watch Demon
Yeah,
Slayer.
I don't even like anime like that. Let's be straight up. I don't even like it like that. But I do appreciate some good ones. And Demon Slayer is a good one. The story, the visuals, man, the colors. You should be sitting there like, dang. You know what I mean? It's got like some little cheesy, jokey stuff in there too that'll make you laugh. You be like, why am I laughing at this? But it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just give it a try, bro. It's on Netflix.
I might date myself, but the one anime that I really binged was Inuyasha. I don't know if you heard of that one, but that was my
my
stuff
uncle
right
and
there.
aunt are into that for sure.
Yeah.
But I've never watched it, but I know.
Yeah.
You said your uncle and aunt are into that?
Yeah.
And that's the only one you can name? How old are you?
Same age as you? How old are you?
We're not the same age. Don't put that on me. We close. We close.
Anyway, man. I wanna spin back real quick on track. You know, you're getting ready to go to your freshman season, indoor season. What goals have you set for yourself for this indoor and outdoor season as a freshman? If you even set any, or are you just going with the flow?
I don't have any specific time goals, because when you have a specific time goal, and knowing me, like, I will really set the bar high for me. Like, I'll be like, man, I'm trying to run 42 this year. Like, and that can just be very like stressful on you, you know, especially when you know, okay, I'm not going to run that, you know, let's be real. Every athlete kind of goes through that. But, my honest to God goals are, I want to win nationals in whatever event, whether it's the 4x4, my open events, the 4x1, whatever. I want to get a national title with my collegiate team, and I want to get noticed. I don't want to be an underdog in the track world anymore. Like, I want to come out of this season like, people know Mateo. You know what I mean? Like, even after winning state and stuff, I feel like I just still feel I'm an underdog, and like, I'm not as known as I should be or want to be. Yeah. Which, understand why I'm a kid coming out of high school. It's like, but I want to do big things this year to where it's like, okay, this kid is the real deal.
Yeah.
Does being perceived as the underdog drive you?
Oh yeah. So I had a talk with my coach, and he tells me, you have to, like, okay, I'll say this, because I'm going to answer a question. Yeah. When you come out of high school and you've done what I've done, you're going to have a high ego. You're going to be cocky. You're going to think you're here. And coming into, you know, a Power 4 program, a nationally collegiate level program, it's like, you think, yeah, you're that guy. Like, these guys don't really compare. So you get a little humbled. Okay, this guy's running faster than me. Yeah. I've never been beat before. I don't like that, right? Yeah. And it put me into this mentality that, like, I have to stop acting like I'm the best out here. You know, the best don't train like they're the best. They train like they're not the best. Exactly. And when my coach really told me that, it like was ingrained in me. Yeah. And like, I literally have always been thinking about that. It's just like, when I show up to practice, it's like, you know what? Stop getting caught up in this person. Stop getting caught up in this. Stop getting caught up in that. Worry about your growth and train like you have something to prove. Yeah. Because you do have something to prove. So that's what really drives me, like, every day. Yeah.
No, that's huge. And, you know, I had that same mentality and that same thought process coming from Canada, coming to the States. And one of the things that I even got it tattooed on me was hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, because I could be talented, but anyone that's outworking me on that track, at some point they can beat me if I'm relaxed, if I'm lax, and if I just think I'm better than them, I can just hop on that track and beat them. You know what I'm saying? So what you said is huge, and carry that with you, not even just in track, but throughout life. You know what I mean? Because that will help push you to that next level of success in whatever you do. But for sure in track, man, just always keep that underdog mentality, because that's what's going to help you get to world championships, the Olympics, whatever aspirations you have for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's huge, but
and it's going to help you sustain that success. Yeah. At whatever height you make it to.
Yeah. Yeah. So then clearly you have some big goals for NCAAs, but, you know, is there any other goals outside of that, like world championships? I don't know your age, but is it world juniors, things like that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I just want to skip World Juniors. I just want to go straight to the World Champion. Yeah. I want to compete in the 2025 World Championships. In Tokyo.
Yes, sir.
I definitely do. I've been telling my mom that. I've told my coaches that. I'm trying to get affiliated with Puerto Rico, because I am Puerto Rican. Okay. So I've been trying to get affiliated with them. The paperwork stuff takes really long. Yeah. I do want to run at Worlds and at this upcoming Worlds, and I want to be at the 2028 Olympics. You know,
Yeah.
like it's easy to say, you know, it's only 3 years away, but it's like if I want to start, I want to start thinking about it now.
Have to,
right?
Yeah, you really got to,
because it's like in 2 years, I'm like, wow, the Olympics are next year. You know what I mean? So definitely want to compete in the Olympics, and I eventually, whenever I cross the bridge, I want to go pro. I want to get a contract.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to think about getting a contract too much because, again, I feel like a lot of track athletes think like that. I have friends who, man, I'm just trying to get this contract. But people don't understand how hard it is to get a contract. Though.
Yeah.
And to get a
good contract.
Because track ain't like basketball.
No.
You know, okay, you're just an extra body. Here's 1.2 mil.
Yeah.
Just be there. And the NBA,
Yeah.
it's not like that. Like you can run professionally and still work at Walmart and stuff. Like you really have to be next level.
Yeah.
And that's hard. Like that's hard. So it's like right now I'm just trying to enjoy myself collegiately my first year. And then whenever I cross that bridge, I cross that bridge.
Yeah, that's good. But you focus, like, you got the big picture of where you want to end up at, but you're still able to focus on right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of folks get, like, the energy gets depleted. You focus too much on the future. You know what I mean? And you lose focus on what literally gets me to that point, step by step, day by day.
There's a quote that I read today. I forget exactly what it said, but it's like focus on the now, focus on today, and tomorrow will worry about itself.
Yeah.
You know? And like that just hit me. I was just like, that makes sense. Like, you know, like tomorrow, you can't worry about tomorrow. You have to worry about now.
Yeah.
You have to worry about what's here, what we're talking about, what I'm going to do after, how I'm going to recover. You know what I mean? Like you have to, because what you do now will impact what you do tomorrow.
Every action you do now.
Like if I go back and don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be honest. Like when it comes to diet and stuff, definitely my biggest struggle. But it's like if I go back and I just eat a bunch of crap and then I stay up all night, whatever. Tomorrow I'm gonna have an even worse day. You know, so it's like you have to set yourself up now for the later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
And I don't think a lot of people realize like how everything you eat or everything you put in your body translates to the track. Like everything you do translates to how you perform on that track. So you have to be very anal about everything you do.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I literally didn't realize that. Because like I said earlier, I grew up in Mississippi. We ain't eating good in Mississippi. Like we're not.
Right.
Like you eating ribs all the time. You know what I'm saying? Grits and catfish and spaghetti on the side. Not grits with the catfish unless it's breakfast time, but sometimes catfish and
real hungry.
You know? Yeah, it happens. So I didn't really realize the effects of not eating properly until I got to college. And my diet was a huge issue. Like they ain't let me eat pasta for a while because I just kept getting big and swole. And I like being big and swole.
Right.
It's good that you on top of that though.
Yeah.
Because it affects everything.
Yeah, man. I'm so surprised at your maturity.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's huge, bro. As a young athlete, freshman at ASU.
Thank you.
Yeah, your perspective is what's impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like your times are great, but like your perspective is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I was just telling KJ on the drive here, like that's I want people to know that about me. Like I don't just want to be this fast dude, you know, and eventually down the road, like the dude with the braids with the glasses, I like him just because he's fast. Like I want to be more than that. I want to be relatable. I want people to know the real me.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's just so much more to me and so much better stuff to me than just track. You know, like I don't want to be a two-dimensional person where it's like, oh, I'm just
an athlete,
the track guy.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's so much more to me than just that.
Yeah.
You know,
man, I'm impressed.
No, I'm impressed. Do you see track? Do you see past professional? Like what you would like to do? Like you said, there's more to you than track. So what do you see after track?
So honestly, if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm going to be a better coach and a better mentor than I ever will be as an athlete. And as an athlete, I'm like, man, I'm going to be the greatest ever. Like that's always going to be ingrained in me. And I believe the more I speak about it, the more I'm going to speak it into existence. But I truly believe my heart is in helping others, like getting to that next level. And sports is like what I study. That's all I do. Like when I go back, literally when I leave from here, I'm going to watch track. I'm going to study the science behind it. That's all I do with my life. Like outside of anime and, you know, scary movies and all types of stuff in my free time. But it's like, I want to be a coach in the long run. A coach, you know, a sports coach, a life coach, a mentor, maybe in some sort of therapist, you know. I major in psychology right now.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think with psychology, it's going to be a good base for me, you know, when it comes to that stuff. But that's where I'm at.
He's a student of his craft.
He's a student of his craft.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not watching track.
Yeah.
Bro, you on top of it. So what is it about helping people that you feel connected with?
I'm a very family oriented person.
Yeah.
Like people who know me, know I'm a very family oriented person, and I've always just seek to like get my family in the best position we can be. That's in my hands, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of time that would be mentally and emotionally, you know. And like I couldn't. There's not a specific answer to like, oh, I like helping people because of this. It's just like I just like doing it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I like knowing that you're in a better position. You know what I mean? Whether that's, you know, talking to a little kid and explaining something to him, whether that's, you know, just giving my boy a ride because he really needs one, whether it be giving my little brother just a couple $2 to get some lunch, you know, helping my mom out with groceries, like whatever it is. I just like knowing that it benefited you.
So is there somebody in your life that sort of imprinted this mentality on you, or is this just throughout you growing up, this is sort of who you became? Like who motivates you to do this, you know?
Definitely two people in my life. It's definitely gonna be my mother. I'm a mama. I'm a huge mama's boy. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to
the moms.
Yeah, like I'm just a mini version of my mom. Like, I'm just the boy version of my mom. She's definitely taught me everything, like how I am now. She's taught me. But the second person, and I would honestly say probably even more, is I call him Coach Isaac, but Isaac Johnson. He is a father figure in my life. He's taught me how to, you know, be a man. Still teaches me how to be a man. He teaches me a lot of things. He helps me with a lot of things. And when it comes to morals and values and what I truly value in life, I've gotten from him. You know, like I truly just look up to him so much, you know, as a man, especially because it's like, so I had a single mom growing up. And, you know, your mom can only do so much for you as a boy until you enter manhood, you know? And he just really stepped in and helped me, like, so much. You know, mentally, spiritually. He just taught me so much. And I kind of try and follow his footsteps. Yeah. Right. And he's very family oriented, and I see how he helps the community. And not only that, but I see how he has helped me and shaped me so much. And I'm like, man, if only I could do a fraction of what he's done for me, for others, you know?
That's huge.
And like even him, you know, I hope he watches this part. I really do. This is going to hit his heart. But like, cause he don't understand how much he's helped me. You know what I mean? He's helped me through a lot, you know, through very low points in my life, when I was depressed, when I thought about, I don't even want to do sports no more. You know, I never thought I'd ever think about that. Yeah. He has helped me through that. And he's helped me become a very confident, a very observant, very aware young man. Yeah. So, Isaac Johnson and Marita Bilo. Shout out Marita. I love you.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all have done a great job.
Am I supposed to look at this camera like,
You can.
Y'all look at that camera. I'm supposed to, like, when I'm talking to whoever watching, that's my camera.
If you want to drop something, you can look dead in that camera.
Okay.
100%. Good. So, yeah. But, that's dope, bro. That's dope that you recognize the impact of, you know, both people you named, but even with Isaac, like putting those frameworks. Because everything you said, he helped instill in you. You really showcased that throughout the entire interview.
100%.
You know what I mean? From first question to where we are now. So that's dope to see.
Yeah. That's big, man.
That's dope to see, man. You said something about movies.
Yeah.
What type of movies you like?
Man, definitely my favorite horror movies. Like, if I was going to wear this shirt, I was going to wear a Freddy vs. Jason one, but I left it at home.
Freddy vs. Jason. So as zen as you are, as peaceful, you know, as you are, How do you just love horror movies?
You like to slash them up.
Ain't nothing peaceful about a horror movie.
I literally don't know. Like, if you were to ask my family, I used to be a scaredy cat growing up. Like, I had a babysitter. Her name was Linda. Shout out to Linda. She used to always
Shout out to Linda.
Shout out to Linda.
Shout out to Linda.
What's up, Miss Linda?
What's up, Miss Linda? How you doing, Miss Linda?
She used to always play Chucky, and I would run into the other room. I'm like, turn that off, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I don't know what happened. It was like, I don't know where I just started dating it. Man, I really like this. Like,
Miss Linda trying to scar you. She said, hold on, come watch this movie right quick.
And like, it got to a point where, like, my junior year, I would always watch scary movies. Like, I'd stay up till 4 a.m. on the weekends just watching scary movies by myself in the dark. Like, it was crazy. And even now, so like in my dorm room, I have a poster of all the iconic like horror movie characters like Chucky, Jason, and them. And people come in and they think I'm like some Satanist. Like, when they're like, why do you have this up here? Why do you have Ghostface right there? Why do you have Jason's mask? I'm like, I just think it's cool. Like, I don't know. And it was crazy because they'll completely disregard the anime I also have. I have a whole One Piece flag. They just ignore it because they're like, why am I looking at a demon right now?
I would too.
Right.
Like, why Jason looking at me in my eyes?
Yeah, but anime get dark too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
so that's
my
really
God,
the same
yeah.
category almost. You know what I mean? Anime be scary.
You know, it definitely can be, especially specific ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But horror movies, like, I don't even know. Like, it just brings a thrill to me, especially like I said, psychological scary movies. Like, for example, I just watched Smile 2. It just came out.
Ooh, how was that?
Dude, it like, I'm gonna be honest, definitely one of my favorite horror movies ever. Like, it just messed with me mentally. And I'm a horror movie fanatic. Like, I'm not just a person who just watches it. Ooh, I'm scared. Like, I'll really watch a movie and break down the cinema. This movie messed me up. I remember me and my friend, my teammate Kiara, we watched it in theaters together. We walked out. We were like, what just happened? Like, we were like, was any of that even real? Like, did y'all watch Smile 2?
I'm watching it today, actually.
One or two.
I'm telling you right now, after them 2 hours you're gonna be like, what was real? Like, what wasn't real?
It's trippy.
Did this really happen? This couldn't have happened. Like, I was asking questions like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was so mind-boggling. I probably watched 3 different videos, like 3 different like reviews on it to explain it.
Smile 2.
Yeah.
I'm watching that tonight.
Didn't even know that was a movie.
Yeah.
Until right now. But I'm watching now.
Yeah, watch Smile. Watch the first one and then go into that.
Yeah.
It's
one's
trippy.
Second one's a billion times better.
Do I have to watch the first one to watch the second one?
Technically, you really don't.
Okay.
You really, really don't. But like, if you're like me, who like, I want to know everything.
Yeah.
I want to know everything.
Yeah, watch the first one then.
Okay. I watch.
But you really don't, because I'm not spoiling anything, but like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, watch out.
After the first 10 minutes, none of the first movie even gets referenced.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But in
got
order
you.
to know what happens in those first 10 minutes, you gotta watch the first movie.
Got you.
So yeah.
I'll make some time to watch these movies.
Yeah.
And I'll report back to you later.
Right.
Know how they are.
That's funny. That's cool, man. Well,
I got one more question for you before we let you go. Do you have a mantra that you really think of, or is there something that you would want to tell your younger self?
Something I want to tell my younger self.
Yeah, that's probably the better question.
I would say, like, okay, don't be afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Because there was times I grew up, and I've always been the very expressive type. Like, you gonna know what Mateo you're gonna get. If Mateo walk in the door, you're gonna know if he's happy, sad, he's mad at somebody. Like, you're gonna know. When I was younger, it's not that I wasn't like that. It's that it's that I wanted to not be like that. Because, you know, I'll say this, like, as a man, like, every man knows this. You kind of like are told, you know, like, you shouldn't show your feelings. You shouldn't show your
bottle
emotions.
it up.
All that stuff. And I just kind of fell into that for a while, because I did believe, like, man, I don't want to look weak, especially as an athlete, because you want to be I was very big into like Mamba mentality, right? And I felt like, man, when you show the enemy how you really feel, like, you're showcasing weakness. And that was a big confidence. It messed with my confidence like crazy. I remember my basketball just tanked, my baseball tanked. That's when I quit. So that's what I would tell my younger self. Like, don't be afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve, because in reality, people love that you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the misconception I had. Like, people love who I am and how expressive I am. You know what I mean? And people don't like Mateo when he tries to not be Mateo. You know what I'm saying? So just be you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just be
Yeah,
you.
just be you.
Be you, the little nerdy kid who just happens to be super athletic. Like,
Be you.
That's
Yeah,
because
be happy about that.
Because that's how I view myself. Like,
Yeah.
people might view me as, people do view me as like the super athlete. Me, I'm like, no, I'm really just like a nerd at heart who who can just run fast, jump super high. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, it's really big that he ended with that too, because there's so many people that feel like because they do a specific thing, because they're an athlete, they have to act a certain way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't being true to themselves. So that's huge. And I hope somebody watches that and understands that at the end of the day, all you have is yourself, and be yourself, and people will value and appreciate you for who you are. So that's huge.
Are.
Yeah, that's a huge nugget.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Major gem.
Yeah. Mateo.
What up?
Well, we appreciate you coming through, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all inviting me on here, for real.
Great conversation.
Great conversation, man. Yeah, man. And, you know, good luck in your season. We'll be watching.
Yeah.
I just want to let everybody know I would have beat him up them blocks.
Ooh.
No. Like, no. No. Oh, that was a question. Well, that was a question I want to ask you. That was a question. So, like, okay. If we really, like, all three of us lined up in your best shape, do you guys really believe you're beating me?
In the best shape?
In your best shape.
Based off the times you listed, no.
Based off the times you listed, yes, but not in the 400.
Okay.
The 400, no.
What was your times?
But, you know, when you got to a senior, that might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I ran 10 low, I ran 20 mid, and then for 400, I ran it 46.2, I think was my fastest. So it was decent, but it was better at shorter sprints.
10, 5, 21, 1. Yeah, so now you would have got me for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been fun, though,
Cooking,
man.
dog.
Right.
You cooking, but good luck, bro. We'll be watching. We're going to come up and watch you.
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, man.
Before we stop though, give a couple like you're watching the Run With It podcast and do it at the.
So wait, what exactly do I say? Because I feel like I'm gonna mess this up.
Okay.
So
Just a tag, whatever.
I'm Mateo Medina, and you're watching the Run With It podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Mateo Medina, and you're watching what?
Run With It podcast.
Yes,
The Run With It podcast.
Run With It podcast.
All right.
And do it with some swag, too. You a
Yeah,
swag.
and it's recording the
you
whole
feel me?
time, so you can just do it a bunch of times. We ain't even in here. Yeah.
Your big one, like whatever you want to say. I'm Mateo Medina. I'm an ASU track. You're watching whatever you want to say.
However you want to say it.
You're watching Run With It.
You watching the Run With The podcast.
So name and then I'm running and then Run With
Run With The podcast.
It's Run With It podcast.
Run With It podcast.
Okay. What's going on? Like, I always mess this up. We gotta save the blooper. We gotta save the blooper. I always mess this
That's a
up.
lot of pressure.
No, it is.
Run with it.
All right. What's going on, y'all? It's Mateo Medina here, ASU Sprinter, and I'm here with the Run With It podcast, and I hope you guys tune in, and this is a good one.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sat and watched from the sidelines one too many times. Wicked games to play make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost, count on me for the 1-2. Trouble don't last when the tough get going. Baby, all we do is win, so show me my opponent.